Hey guys. So in this video, I want to share that I have now been in Bali for 1 month, which is amazing because I feel like it's gone by so quickly and yet it's already been like a lifetime. So yeah, in this video, I thought I would share with you a little bit about, how looking back, like kind of reviewing the month, like how it's been, and also tell you a little bit more about my plans for, how much longer am I going to stay? People always want to know this. Am I homesick? How's Stella? How's my land? So let's talk about those things. So I don't know if you just saw my video with Roisin, but I just shared the page of a really, really awesome woman who is living here in Bali and just has a lot of wisdom and great experience to share. I hope you check out her page. I just posted it, and I added the name. Unique Sister Roisin is her page. Hi everyone. Hi guys. So I'm here at my Airbnb. My flowers need, the thing about flowers and self-care is like the self-care you did last week is not good for this week. Like you got to redo it, and that's something flowers always remind me. Hi everyone. Hi Roxanne. So I have now been in Bali for, today marks 1 month since I got here. And how am I doing? Well, honestly, I'm in this moment. I'm a bit tired, but I noticed that was part of my pattern. When I first got here, I was like just doing so much. I was like, rah, rah. That sound effect should be accompanied by a visual of me just like kind of racing and raging through, just going everywhere, doing everything, making lots of friends, going to all the events, going to lots of kirtans, just really living it up. And then I would say about like 3 weeks in, I kind of crashed a little bit. I would say the good solid last week was just really, really crashing. And coming to understand that like I need more rest. So I've been doing this thing now. I go to my meetings in the morning. So I'm here. Part of why I came back to Bali was to reconnect with my recovery community. I was here 3 years ago. I was coming out of a horrible breakup. I was coming out of it sort of like this just like emotional bottom. And someone recommended that I attend these 12-step meetings. And I found such a refuge in these meetings. And I was here for 4 months last time. And I just really did a lot of work, a lot of personal growth work in that time. And then lived my life, moved to Guatemala, went to Egypt, moved to Guatemala. And then, about three years later, now I'm back. And yeah, it's been, again, getting into recovery, but this time going into sort of like a different layer, because last time it was really just kind of sort of looking at these like top layers of how I was using substances like weed and alcohol to avoid inconvenient truths about myself. And then now that I'm here and almost a year and 9 months sober, looking at different layers, right? So last time, and even at the beginning, I would go to my meetings in the morning, and then afterwards I was like, okay, what are we gonna do? Let's like go out, do things. And now I'm doing this. I like to say I'm accessing this ancient spiritual technology called resting. So I go off my meetings, and then I come back to my air conditioned room, and so I'm actually about to rest. I had another just beautiful morning, relating, talking, sharing, exploring. Yeah, Checo Boy, I know, visit the Philippines. I want to, my friend Channy's there. But it looks like I need to buy my ticket today, my return ticket, but it looks like I'm going to leave in 1 month. And I'm going to go to New Jersey, conveniently in time for my sister's birthday. So I'm going to spend a week in New Jersey before I go back. So yeah, I'm definitely going back, Sarah. I'm definitely going back. This was never about moving to Bali because I have my house. So I'm having my check-in call with Ashley and Dijon tomorrow morning. But I've been looking at what's been going on with the work. They are like, they're ordering cement for the part of, we're not using cement in like the main structure, but there are parts of the foundation that are with cement. So they're like, the cement it's like arriving. They are going to be laying the first layer of cob on the foundation soon. It's just like, wow. So part of me is like, oh, crap, I'm like missing out. But it's also like, no, I know that So full disclosure, there's a big part of me that's like, okay, no, I'm ready to go home now. Like, I'm done. I want to go home. But there's also a deeper part of me that knows, like, I'm not cooked yet. Like, I'm not just here on a vacation, even though I am on vacation. But I'm here doing some work, doing some honest work on myself in these 12-step programs. Oh, Carly, please pray for you're an alcoholic. You don't want to be. Honey, get to the rooms. Are you in the program? Find an AA meeting. Get yourself there. There are online meetings. That's your best bet. It's up to you to take that action. No one can get you to the room, and no one can get you to get honest about yourself. And you can do it. You can do it, honey. You can recover. So, yeah. So, it is really hot, and I am wearing my really pretty dress. It's just you guys know, so one of my favorite things about having been in Bali this month is I have essentially bought a new wardrobe of clothes that I absolutely love, and I feel so beautiful in, like, this dress. I've shown you guys this dress before. This is one of my favorites that I've got. And I got that mala the other night that I was showing you guys. So I love how accidentally, without even realizing it, the mala perfectly matches the dress. I just love to spin. I love to spin. That's been, honestly, one of the best parts about Bali, aside from all, like, you know, the personal growth and recovery work. It's great. But honestly, getting some really pretty clothes, which I was remembering. Hi, Kathy. Hey, Lisa. Oh, hi, honey. Good to see you. You're up late. So one of the things I was remembering last time I was in Bali 3 years ago, I was coming off of, you know, I was in Thailand. It was sort of like my whole Burning Man punk mermaid phase. And so when I got to Bali, I was just like, I had just gone through this, like, horrible breakup. And I was really changing a lot. I was getting sober. I was, like, putting some things down. And so I changed my wardrobe at that time, but I went kind of like in another extreme. Maybe you remember this, I only wore white t-shirts. Every single day I wore a white t-shirt, and I think, like, yoga pants. But I was really kind of, like, stripping away the layers of, like, my old identity, and I didn't know who I was yet, but I was in this sort of, like, in-between liminal space where I just wanted to simplify. So last time I was in Bali, I only spent money on, like, white t-shirts. I bought the cheapest food possible. Like, so this time, I've been investing in, some, hey, Sinellen, hi, honey. Tracy says, I'm still recovering from a crazy family. Everyone stay the course and follow your truths and hearts. Take a lifetime and light always there. Yeah, Tracy, Trey. Trey, you might enjoy the ACA program, Adult Children of Alcoholics and Dysfunctional Families. It's been really eye-opening, let's just say. Oh my God, it's hot. So I would say, my last month, so I've been here in Bali now a month. I would say the month has been characterized by reconnecting to my recovery community, very much appreciating that, like, this place will always be my home because of my family, my, like, spiritual community that's here. So reconnecting with my spiritual community that's really, like, based around, like, sober living, emotional sobriety, like, healthy, like, pattern recognition, and, like, recognizing the ways that we've, like, harmed ourselves and others in the past, and learning new ways of living. So Bali is very much a place to, like, practice learning new ways of living. Great. Also been characterized by, like, buying really pretty clothes and, like, spending some nice time, finding the things that just help me feel beautiful. So it's been characterized by a lot of, like, self-love and spending that time with myself. You know, before I came here, there was a lot of dogs, a lot of plants, a lot of stuff with a lot of other people. But especially taking care of the puppies. That was, like, a really big chapter, you guys remember. And so it's nice to be here and just, like, kind of, like, come back to myself a bit, you know, or come back to having that time to really be with myself without all of the responsibilities that I had been holding at home. Another thing is, a big thing is, I mentioned this before and I haven't really been talking about it, but I've started a mentorship with this Argentinian woman named Gigi, who is a dear friend and sister. We're doing, like, a voice activation mentorship. It's like a womb voice activation because there's a lot of correspondence between the creative center of a woman and the voice, right? And so been going into some really deep processes around that, and that's also why it's been a little bit harder to talk about, because it's hard to talk about. But yeah, really looking at some, just unpacking some old layers, you know. And also, like, singing. I've been singing a lot, and, like, my voice is opening up in, like, whole new ways, and I'm so proud of myself. I was at this dance on Saturday, and at the end I was just singing, and afterwards Gigi told me she was just, like, so proud of me. Like, she was, like, yeah. So I'm getting a lot of, like practicing and having some, like, affirming reflections come back, which, you know, how do we build our self-esteem? We do esteemable things. How do we build our courage? We do things that ask us to flex our courage. Hey, Cindy. Thank you. Yeah, it's a dress, I know. So, Joe, I'm not going to start a dress company, but I am going to, so the other thing is to raise some funds to put towards my house when I get back. I want to sell some malas, so I'm thinking of designing maybe 20 or 30 pieces only, so it's a very limited run, and they will be with these these stones. So this one is snakeskin agate, which is all about, like, joy and serenity, which is, like, perfect. So I heard that you guys really liked the black one, the volcanic lava one. I'm thinking of doing the blue ones. You can have, like, the same one that I have, or, like, very similar. I'm actually going to make yours nicer than mine, because it's going to be ones that I design. And then I'm thinking, like, an amethyst one. And yeah, I think I'm design like 4 or 5 of them and then sell them through my website. Oh, nice, Michaela, you found a hummingbird in Cape Cod last night. Yay! So yeah. And then I would also say that this time has also been characterized by, just really learning. There's been a lot. I've been, like, facing the issue of, like, narcissism in my life, like, looking at patterns around narcissism, the way I've attracted narcissism in the narcissistic relationships in the past, the way I've participated with narcissistic traits in the past, like, just a lot of, like, self-inquiry work, but set in this, like, beautiful, beautiful jungle paradise. So I would say one of my biggest things is learning how to, like, come home in the middle of the day and rest instead of constantly, oh, nice, Tony, instead of constantly being running, and especially, like, running myself down, especially in the heat of the day, like right now. So I actually need to wrap this up so I can just go rest, because even doing these videos really charges up my mind battery, and just, it gets me running really hot. So Chantal, I know, I love this dress. I'm so excited about all the pretty dresses that I got, and I feel. And it's funny because part of me, like, this morning I was like, wear the dress. But the other part of my mind's like, no, it's not convenient. Like, it's like, you're going to get dirty. And it's just like, wear the pretty dress. Fine. And then I'm so glad I did. Yeah, because then I get to spin around. Someone said they really enjoy seeing me spin. And I'm like, you like seeing me spin? Because I love to spin. Let's spin. I need to do some more of those dance reels. I went to this dance and I was wearing one of the skirts that I have, and it was so great. I spun like a Sufi on the dance floor. I spun and I danced. It was great. So, all right, guys. So I've been in Bali 1 month. I just finished extending my passport. Actually, I haven't got it back yet, but I know it's good. So I'm going to buy my ticket today. I've got 1 more month in Bali. So I'm going to stay here in this place for another about 3 weeks, a little less than 3 weeks now. And then I'm going to go to the beach where Gigi lives. Because, okay, so if you guys know anything about sound healing, if you work with sound vibrations, you know it can get pretty intense. So she does a whole level of, like, sound healing and this, like, kundalini awakening process, inner dance thing, hard to describe. But so for my last, like, 10, 11 days, I want to go be at the beach with her so we can really dive in person to some of those, like, more vibrational sessions. But I actually have a session with her later today. She comes from the beach. She drives that 2-hour drive. horrible drive. She comes once a week, so I had my voice activation singing circle with her yesterday, and then today we're having our private session. So yeah, the inner child is happy. Kimbella, inner child is happy. You want to know what else I did for my inner child? I got bubblegum flavored toothpaste. My inner child loves the bubblegum toothpaste. Okay. Chelsea, you wish you could come explore and travel like me. Well, you might not be able to do it right now, but if you were to make some choices and set some things in motion, it's quite possible that you could do it in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, in the next 10 years. Like, you could choose that now and then work towards it. I mean, that's how I've been able to do this. I made choices from a place where actually I didn't think it was possible. Made a bunch of sacrifices, changed things around, stopped doing certain things, started doing other things, and then here I am now 8 years later living this life where I can up and go to Bali for 2 months, you know? Hi, Troy. Hey, Troy, you turned 54. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Troy Ryerson. Happy birthday to you. And many more. So yeah, guys. All right, well. So I've got 1 more month. I kind of wish I could go home now, but I know that I'm not done. I'm still in a process, so I got to see it through. But I'm super excited to get back. I'm gonna pass through New Jersey and spend my sister's birthday with her, and then head back to Guatemala in around October, probably like 13th, 12th, 13th. And then I'm excited to go to visit all the puppies. I'm excited to get back to Karuna and back to Kirtan. I'm so excited for Stella and to get back to my house and to get back into my routine. Chelsea, you're trying, saving. Good. So Chelsea, I've put out videos about this before. In fact, you can go to my YouTube channel and you can search like Erica Derrickson, like traveling advice or like how to save money for traveling. But one of the keys is get an online savings account that is not associated with your regular checking account that you use for your money. And every time you get paid, every time you receive any money, immediately take a portion of that. Like I'll put like 10% or 30%, somewhere between 10 and 30%. Put that in the fund. I have one for taxes. I have one for my adventure fund, which is now my home fund. And I also have one for an emergency fund. So anytime I would get money, back when I was working as a photographer, saving up to go traveling, every time I got paid, I would immediately send part of it to taxes, part of it to travel, and part of it to an emergency fund. And over time, that's how I was able to afford. So the money that my day-to-day operations of what I could, use for Starbucks or whatever I used it for, it was coming out of a much smaller pot because I couldn't see. Like, don't let yourself see the money that you have saved. Like, because if you see it, you're more likely to spend it. If you don't see it, you're more likely not to spend it. So it's also about like learning to really hold in your mind and hold in your heart. Okay, I'm going traveling, so I'm not going to buy these clothes at Forever 21, Zara. I'm not going to buy beer. I'm not going to eat out. I am going to choose things differently because I only have this much money, because this much money is going for these other things that are important to me. So we're saving according to our values. We're not just spending money in the moment based on like what feels good. Cool. Awesome, Chelsea. I'm so glad. Did you get like an Ally account? Yeah, Cindy, Stella's going to be so happy. She's doing well. I sent a message to Saul last night asking for the check-in because we all want to know. But, I think they're doing well. Saul is a great guy. He's a gentle man taking care of the animals. And I'm eager to go home. Nice. Shirley says that's what I do with tithing first thing every time. Great. So tithing is like giving to charity. Chris said, do you ever wish I bought land in Bali instead of Guatemala? No, actually, I if given the chance, especially now that I've settled down a little bit, I much prefer living in Guatemala. I like visiting Bali, but Guatemala makes more sense for me. I really connect deeply and really enjoy and appreciate the Mayan people, the Guatemalan people. The culture just, I don't know, it just makes sense to me. Like, it feels good. I think I was probably, so when I was in college, my favorite course was the art and archaeology of Mesoamerica. Like, my soul has a deep connection with Mesoamerica. So I like Bali, but I wouldn't want to live here. I'm so grateful for the land that I have in Guatemala. I'm so grateful for the home that I'm building. I'm so grateful for my community. In fact, one of my girlfriends sent me a video of the house that she just built. She's so pregnant. She's got a big pregnant belly, and they just finished her house. And sent me a little tour video, and I'm like, oh my God, Monica, I just like felt so overwhelmed with this intense sense of gratitude of like, I'm so grateful we're in community together, and we are going to share so many experiences over the coming cycles and seasons, and like just a sense of like rootedness and home and tribe and community. And just like, I'm so grateful to be able to come out to Bali and have these amazing experiences. And I know I'll be back. I know that also part of like my wellness, my recovery, my well-being. Coming to Bali is like coming home and like checking in and like coming back to the meetings and coming back to my community. Coming back to Kambali Recovery Center was like, which is like the mothership. Like, it's like coming back is part of my like sort of spiritual upkeep, and then I can go back out into the world and live my life. But yeah, so I'm glad to know that Bali will always be one of my homes and a place that I feel it's important for me to come back to. And you know, do you know, in the West, we don't have so much of this concept of like a pilgrimage. Like, you go on a pilgrimage, right? You leave your homeland and you set out on like a sacred pilgrimage to reach the sacred site. And it's all about the journey that you take and the lessons and the way that, you know, you're guided by a power greater than yourself into like the understanding, into the journey, into like achieving sort of like the treasure of the journey that you then makes you a better person, and you bring it back with you to your tribe, to your home, right? And that's part of like the hero's journey. So, you know, coming here to Bali is definitely like a pilgrimage where I come to receive the elixir that I then bring home with me, you know, so. Oh, thanks, Dolores. All right, guys, I am tired. It is hot, and I am going to go practice this ancient spiritual technology called resting. It's really powerful. It's really, really powerful. It's really good for the soul. It's really good for the heart, the body, you know. It's a really, really powerful practice. Anyone can do it. Definitely takes some mastery to do it without like shame and guilt. But there's obviously a lot more, but we don't have that much time. We have more time later. Okay. Oh, also cool news. My sister, my niece, and my mom are going to come visit me in Guatemala in December. So that's going to be a whole other adventure. So, all right. I love you guys so much. And remember, if I shared Roshin's channel, I'm really loving sharing these channels of these women who are like inspiring and doing cool things. Like, we shared Tiffany Crosby, aka Chicky Wicks. We shared Mama Bear on the farm. And now I'm sharing with you Roshin. She's an Irish Indian woman who was living in the UK at age 60 years old, packed up all her stuff and moved here to Bali to start an internship. So she has a really cool story. I shared her page. We did a video together before this one. So if you didn't see that, definitely go. Please give her love. Please give her support. She's taking on the 30-day challenge. So let's cheer her on, and yeah, and just let's support women rising to tell their stories and share their voices. And, you know. All right, I'm tired. It's been another one of my practices. Hi, Margie. Hi, honey. One of my practices that Gigi taught me first thing in the morning when I get up, I'll go pee, I'll use the bathroom, come back to bed, and then just lay down and put one hand on my chest, one hand on my heart, one hand on my womb. And I'll just take some time just to quietly just check in. Like, how are you doing? What's up? What's alive? How are you feeling? You know? Is there anything you know you need to do? Is there anything you know you need to like talk about or address with somebody? Is there anything that you know you need to take care of? And then I just kind of make that space to just like really listen to myself. Before I get into the doing, before I become a human doing, I just spend a little bit of time being a human being. Just listen. It's good practice. You do it first thing in the morning, last thing at night. I also, do you know how like a mother would sing like little lullabies to a baby? And that's, you have someone you love. So now that's my practice is before I get out of bed, I hold myself and I sing myself a little. You know? And I just take some moments as part of my spiritual practice now, just to give myself that love that for so long I've searched for on the outside, just making it my practice to like give myself that love. First thing in the morning, last thing at night, and any time during the day when I can remember. So that's ninja level stuff. All right, I'm gonna go do that. All right. Dziękuję, Kasia. Nice. I'll just answer this just because I see, Tabby, your comment. I'm going back in a month. Stella's great. I can't wait to visit the puppies and check on them. But I get the updates from Gloria that they're doing well. Everyone is fine. The world did not implode when I left. Life is going on. And I'll be really happy to go home in a month. All right. I love you guys. Bye. If you're tired, let yourself rest.